Welcome to the Busy Bees Education and Training School Leaver event. I'm here with the wonderful Symone, who's currently taking a level 3 apprenticeship with us at our nurseries. So Symone, can you tell us a little bit about yourself and what nursery you work at?
Hi, my name's Symone and I work at Busy Bees Ashton House, so it's based in Preston. I've worked there since I was 16 and I'm now 20, so I've been there a while. I started doing my apprenticeship level 2. I've qualified in that. I've also had a baby in the meantime, and now I've moved on to my level 3.
Okay, so you started when you were 16. What made you, at the age of 16, want to work in childcare?
So basically, before I finished school, I used to do trampolining. So I used to coach younger children and I also coached children with autism. So I always knew that I was really good with children and I really enjoyed working with them and watching them develop and grow. And I just wanted to be the person that helped them, not just in one part of it. So not just in the activities out of nursery. I wanted to do it all the time and be with them constantly, watch them do. Because when a child does something, you think, oh, I've really helped them do that. And then the parents are so appreciative of it.
So, how did you feel when you first started your apprenticeship at Busy Bees?
So at first, I was really, really nervous because when I first started, it was there was nobody really my age. I was the youngest person. Obviously, I just left school, and it was really, really like overwhelming. But everyone made me feel so comfortable. Nobody ruled me out. Everyone was helped me if I needed anything. They was always like, come and ask me. The manager was amazing. They always checked on me to make sure I was all right, not just in the nursery, but my coursework as well. Because obviously it is hard when you're working full time and then you're doing your coursework as well. But everyone was amazing. They all helped me, especially my room managers. So when I first started, my room manager was called Laura, and she was absolutely amazing. She helped me with everything. If I needed like any little questions, I knew I could go to her, and especially like watching. It's not just based on your coursework. So when you're in there, you're learning constantly like new things. You can go to different rooms. You can trial ages if you want to go to babies. So when I first started, I 100% wanted to work with the babies. So I was in the babies at first, and then I realised how hard it was. But with more experience, like I've obviously worked there for like 4 years now, but I would feel more comfortable going down to babies now. At first I didn't, but now I do, seeing as I've worked in all age groups and everyone was always there for you if you needed anything, even coursework or even just, oh, I really don't know what to do. I don't know where to go, especially because the nursery that I work in, the building is huge. It's absolutely massive. And obviously, when I was 16, I was really nervous. I was really shy, but everyone was so welcoming.
So, you mentioned a little bit about your coursework there, and you said that your room manager was really supportive. How do you balance doing your coursework and having a full-time job?
So I tried not to do it as oh no, I've got to come home and do all my coursework. It's not like that. So when you get your plan, there's usually dates on it. So I get like set say like 6 tasks. Each task would have a certain date, and I personally really try to get organised and I try to do it exactly on the date. I also spoke with my room manager Laura, and she was the one that told me when she did her apprenticeship that she didn't do it on a weekend because obviously you don't want to be working a full week and then working a weekend as well because that's what it's kind of like. So I tended to work my day and then at night I do like an hour a night, and that really helps because obviously you get a month, and although it looks like there's a lot of coursework, when you're actually doing it and you get into it, it's so much easier than you actually think when you first start. So yeah, I tended to do it like an hour after work every day. Obviously, it was a bit harder when I had my daughter because now I'm doing my level 3, but um, she's really good and she will happily just sit there and let me do it. But yeah, I still do that now. So even with my level 3, I do it like an hour a night after work. instead of doing it on my weekends.
Yeah. And so you were 16, you decided to go down the apprenticeship route. What made you want to go for an apprenticeship rather than, go to college and then study early years or childcare at college?
Um, so basically, I've got dyslexia, dyscalculate information processing issues. So I really, really struggled at school. I did health and social in school, and I really didn't enjoy it. I'm more practical. I, Even though we still do the coursework now, I find it so much easier because when you're doing it practically, you then put it into your coursework. Whereas at school, I really struggled to know to sit there and take everything in and then rewrite it again. That's a big point why I chose to do an apprenticeship, because I knew it would be like hands on. So that's why I chose to do an apprenticeship, because I knew that it would help me a lot more than sitting there in a class, because I have to do things myself to be able to learn it.
Yeah. And how do you feel being on an apprenticeship has helped you in your career? You've been with Busy Bees for 4 years and you've went from the level 2 to the level 3. How do you feel that you've progressed within that?
So like I said before, when I first started, I was really even though I'd worked with children, it was a completely different situation. I used to teach them one certain thing, whereas now the child's development was like in on my hands. I had to help them grow and develop in so many different ways. But I really find it like it's just amazing watching them grow. And when I when I first started, I was really shy, and like I say, everyone there was just amazing. They really made me feel comfortable, and everyone helped me. It wasn't just my room manager. It was, you could go to anyone. You could go to any different room managers, or even watching people that are doing the same course as you at the same time. You can talk to each other. You can ask each other questions. You can help each other. Um, for me, when I was doing my level two, there wasn't really anyone else doing the level two with me, so I was kind of like relying on the managers and the room managers and even the people in the room to help me. Whereas now doing my level three, there is quite a few people that are doing the level three, so we're always messaging each other and watching each other, helping each other. Like, oh, what have you done for this one? What have you done for this one? Can you help me with this activity? Like, there's so many people around that can help you. Like, I just think it's such a good environment. And so I did my level two first, gone on to my level three, and I am looking to do some more courses. Obviously due to COVID, everything's on like Teams. So that's one thing that I would struggle with. I kind of have to be there with the person. So I'm waiting until COVID, till we can do like face to face courses again. And I want to move on to doing things with SEN and autism, because that's what I first started with, and I really, really enjoyed it.
Yeah, I think that's absolutely fantastic. Here at training, we do a lot in terms of working with people on upskilling themselves when it comes to SEND and autism. Especially, we've got a series of podcasts. Actually, there's 5 podcasts that we've had with some young people, some older people with autism sharing their stories. So definitely go and check those out. I'll send them over to
Yeah.
you actually via email. Depends on whether you're the sort of person that can sit there and listen to that sort of thing, because I know you're
Yeah.
such a very practical face-to-face person. But I actually, without tooting my own horn, edited those podcasts myself, and they
Well, we do have the VLA with Busy Bee, so all of our policies, procedures, training is all on there. And I have done a lot of like autism. There's Makaton training.
yeah.
There's autism. There's loads behaviour management. So I have used a lot of them during COVID.
Fantastic. So, what has been your favourite part of your apprenticeship? You've obviously spoken about the feeling of like everyone coming together and helping each other out.
Yeah.
What's been your favourite part?
I think my favourite part is when you have watched a child start from, say, like I work in the twos room, so I've watched a child come in as a 2 year old and leave as a 3 year old, and you don't even think about it, but all the practice that I've learned through my coursework, through other people, literally I've watched it go into that child, and they've just progressed and progressed. And it's when the parents are so appreciative of you. Like, I cannot fault our parents, they are absolutely amazing. If I obviously because of COVID, they can't come into the nursery. But when you're trying to explain an activity to them, they kind of don't understand it. But then when they go home and the child's taught, like I have parents that come back the next day and they're like, "Oh, my child's come home and spoke about this. They really enjoyed this," and that's what I really really enjoy. Like when the parents are so appreciative of you, because obviously you've got their child, that's their life, and you're looking after them. But when you're there and you're watching them grow and develop and you're so excited to go and tell the parents like, oh, they've done this, or even like, oh, they've just counted to 3. Like I know it's like a tiny thing for everyone else, but for like certain children that's a big step, that's a really good thing. And I just think it's the best thing in the world watching children grow and develop into something that you've helped, like you've helped them do that.
Yeah, I think that must be a really, really like fulfilling feeling.
Yeah.
Um, so you joined us at 16, you were a school leaver. Do you have any advice that you would give to a current school leaver who might be starting with us in, say, like September, October?
I would literally say go for it. When you get there, you are going to be nervous because obviously you've gone from school to that, and school is a completely different environment. It is overwhelming, but once you get in there, as long as you're doing everything that you can, so you get doing your coursework on time, even if you are struggling, there's people there that can help you. Even with activities, when I first started, I went in there and I thought, oh my word, I have no idea what activities I'm going to do. And all I did for like a week was painting, just painting anything. But when you watch other people, you're like, oh, that's such a good activity. And then you learn through watching them. So you'll start progressing and progressing. I would literally just say, go for it. As soon as you get there, there's so many people around that can help you. Your managers are always there to help you. Your room managers are always there to help you. Even the people in your room that maybe not qualified or are highly qualified, like anyone will help you as long as you ask for it, and you just watch what other people do. Obviously people know you've just left school, they're not expecting you to be this amazing practitioner, but they want to help you. Like if someone from school came into my room at nursery now, I would love to help them because that's what someone did for me. So I would love for someone to come in and me to teach them everything, teach them all the policies, the procedures, the paperwork side of it, and with all the activities and the children. I would just say go for it.
But last but not least, what what are you thinking about your career now in the future, and what are you planning to do with your career when you've finished your level 3?
So I was really, really excited to start level 3. Obviously, I was on maternity when I started, and due to COVID, I had to start like on my maternity, but it was kind of like towards the end, so it was like the furlough part of it. So I was really, really excited, and hopefully, I should finish in December. So I am getting closer and closer, and I do wish to go on to do more about SEN, more about autism, and children who are deaf, because I would love to be able to speak to a child who using sign who can't speak back to me. Um, and yeah, I would love to do loads more with Sen and progress through that route. Maybe not the manager side. I would progress through like the Sen side of it.
Okay, fantastic. Thank you so much for chatting to me.
It's all right.
You've been fantastic to speak to, and I hope that any school leavers that are watching this take a look at you and they go, yeah, this is what I want to do.
I do.
Definitely
I
want to.
wish it would come because it's amazing. I love it. I absolutely love it.
Well, thank you so much for having a chat to me. Bye.
Bye.